happy vegan bakers, and welcome to another Cooking with Sarah video. This time I'm making breakfast and using my forks over knives plant-based cooking magazine that I found at my supermarket, my local supermarket. So today, if you saw my last video, I made the sweet potato toast. That was also from this magazine, and in the beginning of that video I was contemplating on whether or not I should make this recipe, which is the blueberry poppy seed pancakes, or if I should make the and I went with making the sweet potato toast. So I thought today I would make these blueberry poppy seed pancakes, and they look so good. That's a really good photo of them on one of the other pages in the beginning of the breakfast. And then look at these pancakes. So, oh my god, they look so fluffy and thick. Okay, so here goes nothing. So if you want to make this recipe at home, here's the recipe. This is from the magazine again. So you need 2 tablespoons of flax meal. It says white whole wheat flour. I'm just going to use whole wheat flour. And then quick oats, sodium-free baking powder, poppy seeds, plant milk, maple syrup, lemon juice, blueberries. I don't know if I have lemon juice, so I might omit that, but everything else I have and I'll make. Also, this recipe makes 9 pancakes. I don't know if I should half the recipe because I'm the only one eating it, which would probably make enough pancakes for myself, or I could have them tomorrow for breakfast. I don't know. I'll figure it out. So here goes nothing anyways. So the recipe wants you to mix flaxseed meal and water and let it sit for 10 minutes. That's how you make your flax egg, pretty much. And then I want you to heat in a large nonstick skillet. Heat a large nonstick skillet. I'll probably use my wok because that's the only thing I really have that's nonstick. And then it doesn't say how to make the... oh, it does in the recipe in the first one. I didn't read the whole first. It tells you how to combine all the ingredients. You just combine all the ingredients together to make a wet batter. So in this bowl was the 2 tablespoons of flax meal. So that's just ground flaxseed. And 1/4 of a cup of water. That was the first step in the recipe, was to combine that and let that sit for 10 minutes. So that's basically, again, your flax egg. So I'm just going to go through this recipe, and then I'm going to add the dry ingredients first to a bowl, and then the wet ingredients to the dry ingredients that are in the bowl. So, okay. The first couple of dry ingredients are the flour, the oats, baking powder, the poppy seeds, and the salt. So let's add that. Okay, so I have all my dry ingredients, the whole wheat flour, the baking powder, the salt, the poppy seed. Then I have the oats, the oatmeal, the oats. Actually it's quick oats, so not the instant oatmeal, but just quick oats. So to this, I'm going to add all my wet ingredients, including my flax egg, that now is a little more thicker, so it looks like that. After it sits for about 10 minutes. It's been about 10 minutes. Plus, it says more for serving, so you can put additional pancake syrup on top if it needs it. Okay, so I added all my wet ingredients, and still seems like it's like really thick for pancakes. So I think I'm going to add some more milk. I added... Focus. Okay, so I added about... I measured it out, so it's 2/4 So about half a cup more of almond milk. And I think it's at a better consistency and more pancake-like. This recipe was just way too dry. And I think they would just come out way too, like, dense and stiff. So I added 2 more. 1/4 to make half a cup. So half a cup of my plant-based milk. You can use any kind of milk, it says. I went with almond milk because that's what I had. But actually it says almond, cashew, soy, or rice. I've never tried rice milk. I don't know if anybody's tried cashew. I've tried cashew milk. It's really good. But I don't know if anybody's ever tried rice milk and if that's any good. Comment below and let me know if you've ever tried rice milk and if it works out well with baking and cooking. I'd love to know everybody's thoughts. Okay, wait a second. Alright, so I looked at my batter. It looks like a pancake batter. But it's supposed to be blueberry. Do I add the blueberries now or on top? Let's see. It says, ooh, serve warm with additional maple syrup and lemon zest. Oh, you sprinkle the blueberries in when they're in the skillet. Okay, that's how I do mine normally anyways. I just don't like cold blueberries on top of hot pancakes. My preference, but I'm sure you could just put them on the top if you didn't want them hot. Okay, so it's time to make some pancakes. Okay, so I just want to say, before you make any recipe, you should check your fridge and make sure that you have every ingredient for the recipe first. Because my silly ass has that many blueberries left. So a couple of pancakes will get a few sprinkles of blueberries. The rest will not be blueberries. Should have checked first. So just food for thought. Okay, a food for thought. If you're going to make a recipe, you check the list of ingredients and you may check your refrigerator and you make sure you have all the ingredients, because that's all I have of blueberries, and only some of the pancakes are going to get blueberries, and that's okay. But seriously, check the list of ingredients first to make sure you have them all. And that's my food for thought. Okay, so let's make these pancakes before my parents get home after grocery shopping and make a loud, noisy mess. Okay. So I'm going to turn my skillet, wok, pan, griddle, whatever, to like a medium heat. This thing gets pretty hot. It's not my favorite pan. If you guys have a really good pan that you like to use, comment below. Because I cannot find a good pan. It doesn't have to be non-stick, but just something that cooks evenly and is not too expensive. That's why I use my wok all the time. It was gifted to me. Okay, so I just took a tiny little ladle. You can use a spoon or whatever. It actually got thick when it was sitting, so you can definitely stir that because I see like liquid on the edges. But I'm going to take... So my pan's all heated up, so I'm going to take a scoop of this. Most of the time I'm going to use this little scooper. I need about 2. Because I like my pancakes a little more big and substantial. That is like really thick batter. But I even used extra milk. I think it's the oatmeal. That's my pancake. So you want to cook it like a regular pancake, so when it gets bubbly and the edges get a little brown, then you flip it. And then you cook it for like another 2-3 minutes and it should be done. Oh, you know what I forgot? My blueberries. I'll give it a couple of little good blueberries. Don't worry, I washed my berries. You know what? I would give this recipe, I'm already going to rate it before we even get into tasting it. Like, I'd give this a solid, if it was out of 10 stars, I'd give it like an 8. Okay? Because you need a lot of ingredients for it. Not too many, but like, for breakfast. But I think it's easy to put together, and it's fairly quick, and it's also pretty healthy. You could also stick like chia seeds and like stuff like that in there, make it a little even more. I think that's what I would do. So yeah, you wait your time and you flip it, and I'll come back and show you what it looks like. Also, I did not put lemon in here because I didn't have lemon. I didn't check the recipe first. Don't hate. But you should always check your recipe first. And we're cooking and we're cooking and we're cooking and we're cooking these pancakes. And they're starting to look really good and delicious. You can see the poppy seeds and blueberries and some of the oatmeal, and they look really healthy and nutritious. Please try this recipe. So to be honest, I don't really care for this recipe. I think it came out kind of dry. I think the oatmeal kind of, if you let the batter sit for a while, which is what you kind of have to do because you can only cook one pancake at a time in a frying pan, it becomes so thick, and like you have to keep adding milk to it. I think the oatmeal absorbs the milk and the liquid, and I don't really care for that. And honestly, the consistency of these aren't really that great. Like, not like the picture. Like, they said, like, in the picture, they look like brown, and they looked fluffy, and they looked, this one, I followed that recipe to a T, except for the lemon, but everything else I followed. And honestly, maybe it's my pan, so don't knock this recipe. You can try it. Maybe they'll taste good, but they just look really dry, and like the batter's really thick. Maybe next time I won't add as much oatmeal. I don't know. Also, I wound up making them a lot bigger than like I normally would have because I didn't feel like standing over the stove, but like realistically, I have 4 on my plate, and that's 5, and then there's enough for a 6th. So this recipe is hella big, and if you're gonna make it just for yourself, I would definitely consider either halving it or halving that half and half, if that makes sense, because if you're making a lot, you better get your freezer bags out and freeze them. Also, making pancakes is normally time consuming, so this isn't really like a quick breakfast recipe. So this is probably like a weekend thing. That's why most people probably make them on weekends. But yeah, I don't know how forks over knives that this recipe is cutting it. But I did like the sweet potato toast, and that was good. So that was one good recipe. I'm going to keep trying other recipes. To be completely honest, this recipe didn't work out, and I like to be honest on my channel. It was pretty bland. I'm not trying to be rude, like, with that recipe, but I've had better boxed pancake mixes. This one just didn't cut it, and it's not worth trying. Unless you can doctor it up. I think it needs a good amount of vanilla. I think it needs less oatmeal and less baking powder. So that's my takeaway. And maybe a little bit of lemon and more blueberries. So yeah, this was my honest review of the blueberry poppy seed pancake recipe from Forks Over Knives magazine. And if you guys try it out, I want to know your thoughts and your opinions on just to whether or not you found it a good recipe and how you made it work. And so I'm just going to end this video now. I'm going to thank you for watching, and if you could please give my channel or this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. That would be very much appreciated. In the description box below, I will have my social media accounts, just my Facebook and my blog. So I have a blog on my website, and then my email if you have any questions or comments. You can always email me. Also, lastly, I will keep pushing through with that magazine and see if I can get any better recipes. I'm not going to knock it on just one recipe. The rest could be really good. Like I said, that sweet potato toast was really good. So, yeah. Just want to say thank you for supporting my videos, and I will see you in the next one.